Never say never, because limits, like fears, are often just illusions. Michael Jordan said that, and I'm saying this. Welcome to High and Low. Good day and good night. Welcome to the High and Low Basketball Show. This is episode number 100 in Dikembe, a.k.a. episode number 155. 55 was a jersey number worn by NBA legend Dikembe Mutombo, one of the most dominant defensive players in NBA history. Mutombo was a towering presence on the court, standing at 7 feet 2 inches tall, hailing from the continent. Others would call it the continent of Africa. Dikembe was the first Congolese NBA player, paving the way for others such as NBA MVP Joel Embiid, Serge Ibaka, Bismack Biyombo, Emmanuel Mudiay. Let's just say that. Jonathan Kuminga. I didn't even know some of these guys were Congolese. Surprise. Well, there's a lot of them. The list goes on. In my mind, Mutombo is most famous for two things: leading a number 8 seed Denver Nuggets team to a first round series upset over the number 1 seed Seattle Supersonics in 1994. There was that famous shot of Dikembe lying on the ground on the court, holding the ball up in his hands in complete shock and elation, with his mouth wide open, like he was silently screaming. Just a weird shot. Watch the clip. You'll never forget it. It'll be tattooed in your brain forever. The other is the finger wag. Mutombo would always wag his finger after blocking a shot in a very mocking, disrespectful manner. I guess this really irked Michael Jordan, because MJ was on this 7-year hunt to put Dikembe on a poster, and he finally did it when the Bulls met the Hawks in the 97 playoffs. And when Jordan cracked one on Dikembe, he gave Dikembe the famous finger wag as he jogged back and proceeded to carve Dikembe's name into his belt.
So
Gotta love those notches.
it's good to have long-term goals, hey?
I'm telling you. So bulletin board material. That was Michael Jordan's, that was just his MO. Anyway, welcome to the High and Low NBA experience this week. My name is Ike Amaechi, and I'm here with Mitch Orsatti, a.k.a. Sir Mitch of House Orsatti, and the man formerly known as the Iron Sheik, Ugo the Sheik, the master of the camel clutch. And around here, we live by a principle governed by the high and low lives of the world, which means we talk about basketball, especially and specifically the NBA, and we talk about it at any time, anywhere, north, south, east, west, high, and low. This week on the show, we are grading this year's NBA award winners. Now that we know who the MVP is, we have a complete list of winners, and we could talk about the awards as a whole rather than just talking about each winner week after week as they slowly roll them out. We'll also quickly share our thoughts on this approach as opposed to naming all winners at once or having an awards ceremony or award show. We'll also talk about the NBA media's obsession with everything but basketball. Dylan Brooks is a very perfect and apt example. Stay tuned for all of that. Before we lock in, let's get into the good stuff. Let's check in with these guys.
Oh, hi. Thanks for checking in. I'm still a piece of garbage.
What did you say?
Ugo and Mitch. They're back here. Back again. 3 episodes in a row. I think so. 3. Right?
Yeah, 3.
This is officially a streak.
This is it.
Yes, I've done 3.
Woo-hoo. Wow.
I'm
3 in a row.
I'm gonna burn that streak to the ground.
Yeah. In NBA Jam, it's like he's heating up.
Yeah, just as you're about to get to he's on fire.
Peace and
Flies away.
There you go.
So what's your favorite series been so far in the second round? What's your favorite series to watch?
Oh, well, it's the real NBA Finals, right? Lakers and
oh boy,
sorry, I had a brain cramp. Lakers and Warriors.
You're still having a brain cramp. What?
I know. Lakers and Warriors, man. Lakers and Warriors. That's the one. Like, we don't care about Denver. Come on, let's be serious.
You need to stop this.
Thank you, Ugo. The answer is Denver and Phoenix.
Phoenix.
I will say no more.
Come on, man. Getting washed out, man. That's going to be a sweep. You know that, right? How can that be entertaining?
Entertain me.
But yeah, I agree. Nuggets, Suns, that's from a basketball perspective, just X's and O's. just watching the game.
Top tier stuff.
It's just top tier. It's been a pleasure to watch Jokic just basically dismantle every single defensive scheme that the Suns throw at him.
And they're playing incredible defense. The whole of the Nuggets.
Oh, yeah. Gentlemen, anyway, I appreciate your time this week. Thank you for joining me. Listeners, thank you for joining us for another installment of High and Low, another week, another episode, more NBA. So, of course, more High and Low. This week in NBA history, it was unanimous. May 10th, 2016. This is a date that will forever be etched in NBA history as the day that Stephen Wardell Curry of the Golden State Warriors became the first player in the league to win the MVP award unanimously. Curry's unprecedented feat was the result of a record-breaking regular season for both Curry and his Warriors that saw him break his own record for three-pointers in a season by hitting an awe-inspiring 402 shots from beyond the arc. That's crazy. It's unbelievable. But along with this incredible feat, Curry led the Warriors to an NBA record 73 wins in the regular season, surpassing the previous record of 72, which was set by, of course, the legendary 1995-96 Chicago Bulls, Jordan's Bulls. I feel like Jordan and his Bulls probably could have surpassed that mark in any of the following seasons. But I don't know, they knew they came with a price that could have cost them a title. And that's why you had teams like the Jazz and the Sonics finish with top regular season records, but then they would lose to the Bulls in the finals. It was just the order of operations back then. Anyway, back to the Warriors. 2015-2016 season was a year of Bulls dynasty-like dominance for the Warriors, who were led by their own dynamic duo of Curry and Clay, also known as the Splash Bros. Actually, Splash Brothers. Splash Bros sounds very Miami-ish.
You got to say brothers, I think.
Yeah, Splash Bros just feels like it's like they're riding around in a bus looking for women.
Stop. It's a van, okay?
That's right. That's, yeah. The team's success extended beyond the regular season and into the playoffs, where they swept the Rockets in the first round, the Blazers in the second. Then they overcame a 3-1 deficit against the Oklahoma City Thunder. Remember that? That was in the Western Conference Finals.
Is that double bang? Is that what we got when Steph Curry shot from like just half court?
Yeah, I think so. Yes. I need to run the tape back, but yeah, he was just incredible. Chef Curry. However, the Warriors, they were trying to go for that back-to-back championship run. Fell short in the NBA Finals as they lost to LeBron and the Cleveland Cavaliers in the dramatic 7-game series. The Dubs were up 3-1 before LeBron would put on a performance of a lifetime, basically falling to the ground after stepping over Draymond Green and his flailing arms. And then LeBron successfully sold it as a shot to the nether regions, and Draymond was suspended, which completely shifted the momentum of the series all the way to the end. When I said performance of a lifetime, you're probably thinking I was talking about his on-court performance. But
well done.
That was it.
Well done. Buried the lead quite well.
Damn.
Well, despite this disappointment of this monumental collapse, Curry's historic MVP season cemented his legacy as one of the greatest players in NBA history. Top 10? I don't know.
Man, Dubs might be higher. Top 5, maybe? Who knows? We'll see.
We'll see. I don't know, man. The Dubs, they came back the very next season. They faced LeBron again, and they won. They took it back, at LeBron's expense. So I guess it's all good. But hey, one more thing. Curry's back-to-back MVP win also made him the 11th player in league history to achieve such a thing, such a feat. And the first since Steve Nash back in 2006. Well, 2004, 2005, and then 2005, 2006. That's a little something for the NBA history nerds. Things are certainly happening in the NBA today, so let's talk about it.
Let's talk about something important.
I have a question for you, gentlemen. Not a listener question. It was inspired by a chat I was having with Bigums in Thousand Oaks, California.
Bigums.
Yes, Bigums.
Bigum Smacks.
Okay.
You know, like Bigum Smacks? Bigum Smacks? Remember the cereal, man? Come on.
I don't remember that at all.
Are you like 78 years old? What has happened?
Man, you guys always razzing.
Mandela effect, man. That was in another reality. Anyway, so Bigums and I were talking about Dylan Brooks. So
Sorry
last
to hear
week,
that.
Hey, man, you know, it was top of mind. It was topical. So last week, there was Shams, ESPN journalist Shams Charania, widely known as the new Woj, the new Adrian Wojnarowski, the guy who breaks all the NBA news first, drops the Woj bombs, as they call it. Shams is a new guy. He was the new one that does that. He reported in a post that Memphis had no intention of bringing Dylan Brooks back under any circumstance. Under any circumstance, which caused many Brooks haters and detractors to prematurely rejoice and dance on the alleged corpse of Brooks' NBA career. It turns out that the comment came from a league source, not the Grizzlies, and Brooks' agent, along with some others like JJ Redick and other notables. They've come out to accuse Sham of spreading, and I quote, false news. So at a time when we have high quality basketball, let me repeat, high quality basketball being played night after night in this postseason, we have NBA media still pushing these narratives. Brooks is gone. The Grizzlies are done. They're out. They're out of the playoffs. We can forget about them until free agency, but we're here seeing Brooks hate everywhere on social media because of this one report, or at least this was happening last week. This narrative. So, do you think the NBA media prioritizes these side stories over the game that's actually being played on the court, on the hardwood?
Is there a percentage bigger than 100%? Because if there is, then that's the number I want to go with. Of course, absolutely, they're pushing it. And do you know why they're pushing it? Because that narrative-driven drivel helps fans like Ugo and other bitter casuals turn in and pay attention to the product, right? Ugo Barbs aside, I think the NBA is taking a page out of the Jizzo's book in his appearance on Dave Chappelle's show. Diversify your bonds, bitches. That is what the NBA is doing because they know the diehards are locked in. We're in the playoffs. We're following the X and O's. We're following the cat and mouse game of playoff series. But there are still those who thirst for the mess of the regular season. And Dylan Brooks learning Chinese or whatever Twitter meme is floating around there, right? Like, so this is kind of a win-win for the NBA, I guess, with the small risk of, alienating certain portions of their fan base because we're trying to pay attention to the playoffs, not this garbage. But I don't know. I think it's just unfortunately good business for them.
Unfortunately, he's right.
Yeah, I have to agree with Mitch on that one. I think the NBA has two cycles, and I think they're actually maturing as a league and as an organization similar to the NFL. There's all the nerds and the stats and the sports purists that like to, look at sets and schemes and matchups and all of that stuff. And then there's a whole different fan bases. All they care about is drama, right? What's James Harden wearing to, game one? Why wasn't he at the Met Gala with that outfit? Just all that drama and nonsense, Dylan Brooks and his stuff. And, the best story of all is Russ saying, like, listen, if Lakers win a ring, I want a ring too. I'm going to get one. Damn right. Could you imagine that? And that has nothing to do with actual real basketball, what happens on the court. I think those fans, they'll always go to games. They'll always watch games. But the NBA knows if they want to make money, they got to draw in people who want to be around basketball for other reasons other than actual basketball. So it's good business. It's a smart move.
That's actually a very valid point.
But, take it one step further. Excuse me. Look at that. The fact that now but look at now that they're into gambling, right? There's a whole segment of gamblers who know nothing about basketball and don't care.
Yeah.
Right? They just want to see those numbers, see those lines, make a bet, make some money. That's it. They don't care if LeBron is they just hope LeBron makes X amount of points on his over-under so they get a payout. That's it. They don't care if he does a sky hook or a breakaway slam or any of that kind of stuff.
Yeah, so I guess the audience has been segmented. It's been compartmentalized by the NBA, and so they're just appeasing to those segments, to the casuals, to the gamblers. And I guess they're appeasing the purists with the product that's on the court, of course.
Mm-hmm. It's like a Venn diagram, right? Like,
yeah,
you can picture that center and then all the other bubbles around it.
Yeah, exactly. But at what cost? I guess purists will always stay purists. It doesn't matter how depreciated the overall product becomes. If the product on the court remains to be high quality, then they'll just remain. They'll just kind of ignore the noise, the other things.
It's probably a breaking point to that somewhere, but I don't think we're anywhere close to it yet.
Yeah, but is it really going to be that diluted? Do you think it would get that diluted?
100%.
It already is.
All they have to do is keep adding or subtracting things from the game itself, right? Like, if they had a 4-point line, you're going to lose fans. You're going to gain some, but it's just like, that's the kind of stuff, right? As soon as you tweak,
I don't think they would.
Like,
that'd be. I don't.
Why not? Why not?
Yeah,
they added a 3-point line.
Well, I think they were able to make the 3-point line exciting over time, but a 4-point like no.
Why can't they do that with a 4-point line?
No, that's just too much now, man. Now you're like, might as well just call it Grand Theft Auto basketball or whatever. Like doing all these little like Easter eggs and hot spots and all that nonsense. Like no, that'd be unwatchable. You know, like what's going on here?
You know how many people probably said that about 3-point line? Or anything else in technological advancements? Wow, an airplane? No way. That'll be the day.
Listen,
that's what progress is, right? Like,
I'm not doing it. I'm not talking about angry fist at the sky for, being bright and sunny, but like the 3-point, like.
Yes, you are a little bit, I think. Actually,
no, but like
24-second shot clock, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, no.
How are they going to dribble around all that time?
Okay, but 4?
But that was just an example. You don't got to get hung up on that. But that's just
it's like 2K
that's
then
the
at
point,
that point,
right? Like you're just you might lose some purists, but I think in the abacus of all of this is you're probably gaining more fans than you're losing because the people who really care about basketball, I think,
that's true.
Smaller is a smaller number, I think.
Yeah,
and within that Venn diagram, I think you'll have a certain segment of, say, casuals that may become purists. Some of the new fans that may eventually become some hardcore ones, right? So,
and all of this is a win for the NBA. Every single segment, right?
Yes.
Like until it's not.
So you're basically saying that we're going to go down the road of WWF when it became WWE, right?
Bro, we're already there.
The Attitude Era, like the best era that ever happened, is gone. We're never going to see it again, and we're left with whatever it is now, right?
Well, we had a heel that was very WWE-like in Dylan Brooks. We've had that in Patrick Beverley for years. Like these guys, Marcus Smart. I mean, Russ to a certain extent. Like we've had this for quite some time.
Bad Boy Pistons. You can go on and on and on, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay, so quick reminder to High and Low Lives, if you want to leave a question for us to answer on the show, just drop a DM on TikTok at More High and Low. You can drop a DM on Instagram and Get High and Low. Leave those links in the show notes. And man, time for a quick break. And when we come back, we're going to grade this league based on their award winners, and we're probably going to have to destroy the MVP choice. Well, I say we
maybe
won't.
We'll see.
Yeah. Anyway, it's High and Low. We'll be right back.
I am Mal 3000, and this moment is brought to you by High and Low listeners. This week on the High and Low NBA show, listeners were asked to share their top 5 NBA cities to watch a game in. Bigums in Thousand Oaks, California shared his opinions, starting with number 5, Las Vegas. He says Summer League is a great experience that can quickly devolve after 2 days.
Damn right.
Number 4 is Toronto, especially on a Friday. So many baddies.
What did you say?
Number 3 is Houston. James Harden laid the groundwork for many to enjoy for years to come.
Let's get this party started. Now.
Number 2 is Miami, specifically South Beach. There aren't too many things better than a Saturday of basketball and the Strip. And number 1 is Los Angeles, but only if you're in town to watch the Lakers. Better atmosphere, better basketball, better crowd, better everything.
Good God, that's going too far.
Thank you for sharing your list, Bigums. Back to the episode.
And we're back. Welcome back to the program. I'm here with Mitch and Ugo. So here we are in the midst of the second round of the NBA's second season, and we're talking about the NBA's awards because the NBA loves to provide its fans with a mixed bag as opposed to letting us focus on one thing, basketball. It's okay. I'll bite, but only because it would be weird to have an episode about NBA awards in June. We'll be too busy talking about the draft or free agency or something like that.
Summer League,
yes. You know, the NBA always has something for us to focus on. To Hugo's point, we're going to get into this because you know, the man them have thoughts. At least, definitely about one of them, one of these awards. So we're going to grade the award winner. You know, the higher the grade, the more you agree with the selection. But you know, we're not going to wax poetic about each selection, not until we get to the major award, that big one. Because I know you both have thoughts. You can drop your grade with some concise rationale, and we'll move on. Right? The days of long form high and low episodes are long behind us. It's quality over quantity, right, gentlemen?
I don't agree with that for this episode and this episode alone.
Yeah.
All
Ain't no quality today.
Yeah, what do you think about throwbacks? You like a throwback? Throwbacks are nice.
All right. Well, let's see. Let's see how this goes. Let's start with the most improved player award, which went to Lauri Markkanen. How would you grade this, Mitch?
I'm gonna give this one a B+, but only because I don't really believe the award should be. The criteria should not be the way that it is. Like, was Lauri Markkanen not supposed to improve as he reaches his peak and becomes a number one option on a team that has no other options? This is what he should do. I don't know. I don't think you should award that. So until the NBA changes its selection criteria, which they never will, I don't really care. B+.
Wow. Let me just say one thing before Hugo jumps in here. So, I mean, Markkanen enjoyed career highs in almost every statistical category, and not just by a little, but by a lot,
including usage percentage. By the way,
very true. Yes. I don't know. Like, I'm just trying to think of who else made that leap this year, and I can't think of anyone.
I don't think we should tie it so much to a leap, because leaps generally are for guys who are in their like second, third, fourth year, right? Like, I don't know. I think the most improved player should be I think there should be a year cap where like you have to have already been in the league 5 or 6 years. Like, make this about guys who have been like, okay, you know what? Now I figured it out, and now I've carved out a little bit more, and I've improved so much that now I'm, you know, the sixth man or whatever. Like, didn't Luka win it? Like, what are we doing? Ja won it. Like, these guys are supposed to be superstars. Let's not give it to superstars or stars.
Well, Markkanen is in his 5th year. So I kind of feel like he should have already made that leap. So the fact that he made this leap this year.
Except this is like he's been a number 3 option at best. Or the team has been so bad that it doesn't matter. Like, this Jazz team was good enough, and they had nobody else. Who else is going to score 25 on that team? Somebody has to do it.
Well, yeah, Jordan Clarkson. He wants to.
Yeah,
desperately.
Exactly. I'm gonna go out there. I'm gonna score 80 tonight.
You go. Sorry, man, not to leave you out.
Yeah, no. I don't really care for this award, but I'll call it NA. But what I think NA. Nah. So what I think this award should be for?
But, go ahead.
Nah. What this award I think should be for is those who are injured and are able to come back and play at a high level.
I love it.
Now, mind you, maybe people don't have such major catastrophic injuries every year and whatnot, but unless you're making some huge leap in stats and whatnot, I don't know. All right? Like I look at a dude like Malcolm Brogdon.
Brogdon. Quality over quantity. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind sliding him in there in the MIP talk. He was wallowing for a bit with a couple of injuries, and all of a sudden he came back and was a serviceable cog in the Celtics championship run.
Interesting.
What about Andrew Wiggins? Took 2 months
Oh,
off.
yeah.
Came back.
No, but that was an injury related deal, man. Come on, man. That was an injury related.
I mean, injury to the heart, man. That's pretty devastating news.
Listen, I get it, man.
To come back and play basketball after that. And
what
to
happened
come and play at this level.
What happened? Do you know what happened?
This,
What happened?
this by the way,
We're not doing it. We're not doing that.
this by the way is the problem with this award. Is like, what are we talking about?
Yeah.
Are we talking about a 2-month stretch? Are we talking about how this player improved from their rookie year? Like, there's no definition to it at all.
First time All-Star? Who knows?
Let's move it on to Rookie of the Year. And by the way, I would give this one an A-, Lauri Markkanen. But Paolo Banchero, or Banchero, depending on what part of the country you're in, or countries. Rookie of the Year, Mitch.
Why he gotta go first?
All right, man. It's not a competition.
No, listen, I don't got much. I don't got much to say.
Go ahead.
I'll give this an A- only because I don't know who else would have got the award anyway. So
It was the A- for you. What is going on?
who else? But who else who else was in this race?
You could take the F and give the A to. You don't know who the rookies are? That's your fault, bro.
No, okay, but who
Jalen
else?
Williams.
All right, well,
Aaron Kessler.
All I heard was Palo as a casual. So I don't know anybody else. So I just gave this an A.
I love it.
Now you're owning the casual. Okay.
Yeah, it's just Palo. It's like, all right, like Steven say, those light skinned guys get attention all the time. That's all I know about this guy. You know what I mean?
I'll make you aware of something else. Yeah, Rookie of the Year, Paolo Banchero, A+, no doubter, no notes. Ciao to my fellow paisan. He's Italian, A+.
Oh, there we go. All right, now I know why you voted for him.
Yeah, he ran away with it.
Yeah,
shout out to Jalen Williams and Walker Kessler.
And Mathurin too.
Oh yeah, Mathurin. Like, these guys had fantastic seasons.
Yeah,
and they didn't expect them to do what they did. But yeah, Paolo is all season long, man. He's been running away with this. All right. Clutch Player of the Year was De'Aaron Fox. I don't know. I have thoughts on this award, but I'll keep them to myself. Mitch.
Oh, I'll say your thoughts. NAH. Nah.
Nah.
This is a stupid award, and I refuse to acknowledge it. Pass.
All right. Thank you. Because my thoughts exactly.
Yeah. Dumb.
And you go.
Nope.
Oh, just
That's
nope.
all I got. Just nope.
All right. Okay.
Nope.
All right.
I don't get the
De'Aaron
criteria.
Fox.
I really don't get the
dumb.
criteria. I
Because
thought
there isn't any.
I thought it was Dame's award, to be honest with you.
Well, I think De'Aaron Fox got this award based on his fourth quarter numbers throughout the year. I think that was the metric that really put him over the top, because it was between him, DeMar DeRozan, and Jimmy Butler.
Yeah, DeMar should get like a lifetime clutch award,
Yeah.
I guess.
Oh
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a weird. Anyway, whatever. We don't need to talk
stupid
about that.
award.
Yeah, let's
All right.
not talk about it. Moving on.
Jinx. Sixth man of the year. Your boy, Malcolm
Yeah. Yeah, Bragdon.
Let's see it right.
You see?
No. You said Malcolm Bragdon. All right?
I got his last name wrong. How you get the first name wrong?
Nah, man, that's just me
It's
just
the
tripping
same
over
problem.
I'm just tripping over my words. I know how to say the man's name though. Brogdon, Malcolm Brogdon. He is the sixth man of the year. What are your thoughts? What is your grade?
Listen, I'm glad he got back on this platform, right? I mean, he was a very important cog with the Milwaukee Bucks, got traded to Atlanta.
What did you say?
Got a couple of injuries, wallowed and toiled in obscurity and purgatory for a few years, comes back to Boston and seems to be...
It was Indiana, by the way. Not
Oh,
Atlanta.
Indiana, even worse. And, comes back to... comes to Boston and seems to be the missing ingredient for their championship run. So, hey, yeah, congrats. You deserve it.
They haven't won it yet, so I don't know.
Did he give a grade? Did I miss the grade?
Oh, great. I'll give it an A minus, B plus ish, around there on a bell curve.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Mitch.
All right, A plus from me. And I'm gonna wax a little bit here, because I think this is like this is a special Six Man of the Year award because what Boston and Brogdon accomplished here, and I am loath to applaud Boston, is pretty incredible. Brogdon was a bona fide starter. He averaged like 19, 5, and 5, but he only played 30 games the previous year. But if you look at his per 36 numbers, which are best when evaluating bench people, he put up the same numbers as last year. So what does that mean? That he bought in, and it is so hard for guys who can start in this league to buy in to being a six man. And this is like a prototypical Six Man of the Year, in my opinion.
Yeah.
He sacrificed his traditional counting stats, and he went out and got hardware for it, right? Like he realized, like Ugo said, he became a cog. And do you know what that did for his career outside of the award? He played the second most games in his career this year. So maybe the reduced time is better for him. A plus.
Love it. I agree. A plus. I think Brogdon won this award the moment he signed with Boston.
That's a great point.
Yeah, can't disagree.
Okay, so let's move on to Coach of the Year. Congratulations to Mike Brown. I actually called this one. Didn't realize I called it on the episode. I think it was like 5 episodes ago where I congratulated Mike Brown on winning Coach of the Year before. Yeah.
I was like, did they announce that? Oh, yeah, I guess so. They must have.
Yeah.
They did not. So I'll say it again. Congratulations. I think this was obvious, but yeah. Grades, thoughts, gentlemen.
Yeah, meh. I give it meh. I mean,
What?
He's. I find Mike Brown so polarizing. Like he is such a great coach, but then he gets blamed for so many failures and Oh yeah, we don't have failures in sports, but so many issues and challenges that they have, he gets completely blamed for. So I think was it Steven that used to call him Mr. Potato Head when he was with the Lakers and whatnot? Like it's just, I get confused by this man, right? Like he was part of that.
Like what coach outside of Popovich doesn't get blamed for everything? Spoelstra maybe, I guess, is another one who doesn't, but like that's like the coach's job to be the fall person.
Yeah, Budenholzer just took the blame for everything that happened in Milwaukee.
That's right.
And
Well, yeah,
Number
but-
1 seed. See you later.
But it's weird though, right? Because Mike Brown gets into these situations where you look at him as an elite coach, right? Like see what he's doing with Sacramento. Like you sit there and like, yo, this guy knows what he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
And then, who knows? Next year they may roll back to like old school Sacramento, winning like 15 games a season. Like and they'll be looking at him like, oh, he can't coach. Get rid of him. Get somebody else. You know what I mean?
Can I jump in?
Yeah, I think I know what you're gonna say.
Yeah, A++ award here, by the way. There's my grade. 20 years in the basement for the Kings, and Mike Brown comes in his first year. Is that right?
Yep.
Is this his first year coaching with them? Third seed in the West?
Third seed, 48 wins. They won 30 games last year.
This award is not only Coach of the Year. I think this is Most Improved Coach also, because Mike Brown spent some time. He was seasoning. He was marinating on that assistant coach bench with the Warriors. And I think back in the day, to your point, Hugo, I think he did take some blame, and rightfully so. I don't think he was there in his career yet. where he was able to really channel and really, really own the team. And now you can see it. He's like ton more confidence. I think he's really found himself, and I think this is a well-earned award.
Oh, yeah. Did we have the episode about player ones and NPCs, and we called Sacramento just a whole team of NPCs?
That's right. Yeah. And Trey Lyles, that's not a real person.
Exactly. These guys are just going through the motions, right? Yeah. Apologies to Trey Miles. But yeah, I mean, Hugo, the question for you is who else, right? Who else wins this award if it's not Mike Brown? You know, you got Joe Mazzulla in Boston, maybe Mark Daigneault in OKC, but we're judging this based on what happened in the 2022-2023 season.
Yeah.
You know,
there's no one else. It's got to be.
Does Ham get any props this year or no?
Absolutely not.
No.
Okay, I know. Just putting it out there.
To Stevens, fanfare, Pelinka probably gets more credit than Darvin Ham does.
Oh God, I can't believe you just said that.
I know.
No, absolutely. Hey,
it's kind of true, right?
They switched out six
or
players?
8 players? Yeah, something like
Add
that.
Russ.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's interesting that you bring up Pelinka because speaking of executives,
oh yeah,
shout out to the Kings GM Monty McNair. He was named Executive of the Year.
Oh, okay, I missed that.
Yeah,
good. He should be.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Like he made the right moves. He put the right personnel on that roster. You have to think of the difference that Sabonis and Malik Monk have made for that team. Just alone. But yeah.
All right, you guys, what's next?
Defensive Player of the Year, Jarrett Jackson Jr., Triple J. Mitch.
Yeah, I'll go first on this one. D-. Look, he deserved to be in the running for this award, but he played 63 games. Brook Lopez played 78 games, and they had very similar numbers. So what are we doing here? Lopez and Jackson both play in defense forward schemes. They both guard the perimeter pretty well. I think Lopez a little bit better. And what? Jaren Jackson had some sexier block shots? Like, is that it? Like, what? Why? Why did he win that with 15 less games? Milwaukee is the number 1 seed. I don't get it. I really don't understand why he won. I don't even think he was second, maybe. Like, I think you can make an argument for Mobley at 2, but I don't know. D-.
I don't know. I think Jaren Jackson, I think if it's close, relatively close, I think they just go to the numbers. The voters will go to the numbers and, Jaren Jackson.
Which numbers? This is my problem, though. Which numbers? What are we talking about?
Well, the sexy number is the block shots, right?
Yep.
But we all know that that's not a huge indicator. But
so
you just think about
he blocked 3 per game.
Yeah.
Lopez blocked 2.5 per game.
Yeah, not a big difference, right? But if you look at the impact that their presence had on their teams, basically Jaren Jackson Jr., he was the anchor of that defense in Memphis, and they had the second best defensive rating in the league compared to Milwaukee, who had, say, the 4th. So for some voters, team defense, but that's your anchor. That's your defensive anchor, right? Like we've seen it before where there'll be defensive players of the year who will win it just based on the fact that, like, perfect example, person that we're seeing right now, Mr. Draymond Green, right? Now, Draymond Green is he's a gifted offensive player. He's so smart, gifted passer, just runs. He almost feels Jokic-like in some respects, right?
For sure.
But then you look at what he does on a defensive end, right?
Savant.
He's a savant. He orchestrates that defense. That's what he's done. He's not going to he's not going to give you 3 blocks a game. He's not going to give you 15 or 14, 15 rebounds a game, right? But you think about his impact on the defensive end and how it impacts the team defense. And there's many of those years in which Golden State's their defensive rating was top 2, top 3. You know what I mean? And he got that.
Are you saying that Lopez doesn't do those things?
I think Lopez does those things, but then I think sometimes the voters will just look at the numbers. It's like, okay, Memphis had a better defense than Milwaukee statistically, right? I'm just
I don't
putting
know, man.
myself in the mind of those voters sometimes.
I think the 15 game difference is a chasm, and like if it's close, then how do you not award the guy who played that more? Isn't that more important? Like,
You will never get that argument from me. I will never argue against that. I think 82 games, yes, play the entire season or play close.
played
to the entire
78.
season.
Like that's 4 games missed all year. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And he's
if I can
36 years old or something like that. Like, that's wild to me that he didn't win.
Yeah.
Yeah. I struggle with the criteria for this. I don't know if Mr. Triple J was a analytics darling for getting this award, but you know, when I look at some of these numbers, and I'm not as number savvy as Mitch, but you know, if Lopez has a league high 193 block shots and has
that's the
the
other
most
thing.
contested
He
shots
had more
per
blocks
game.
than
Yeah, and
Yeah,
he has
because
the
play
most
more games.
Yeah, and he has the most contested shots per game by like anybody in the league. I mean that speaks defense, right? And if you're trying to say that Triple J is a Draymond Green on defense for Memphis,
is
Didn't
not.
say that. Didn't say that.
okay, good.
I'm saying I said the exact opposite.
Like I get I feel confident knowing my guys back there to block shots and do this and help defense, so to speak. But I mean, you know, I kind of have to lean with Mitch when an old dude is out there and he's leading the league in block shots and contested shots. Like, how do you that's the epitome of defense? You know, I mean, I would love to see where he was at on steals.
No, it's not.
mean, well,
if that's how you're going to lean towards Mitch, then great.
Well,
I will argue on this side
I
because
mean,
counting block shots and counting those numbers that is not how you measure the value of a defensive player.
I'm glad you said that. So then, what did Triple J get it for?
Okay. Well, welcome to the
That's
podcast.
why-
I
that's
feel
why
like I
he's-
just said it for the last 7
That's
minutes.
why he sided with me.
I was like, I just went through that. I just went through it.
I'm just listen, tomato, right? Like I say,
It's
well,
not
you know,
tomato,
I'm gonna
tomato.
take that. You know, like listen, when I see dudes on defense, I'm trying to block shots. I'm trying to contest shots. I'm trying to get steals. I'm doing help defense. I'm doing all of those things, right? That's defense, right? Like I could do schemes and tell people where to go, but Triple J not doing that. You know what I mean?
Well, okay. This coming from a guy. How many Memphis games did you watch this year?
I was just
So I saw that one game where he tried to dunk on LeBron and nearly killed himself.
Okay, so that was the offensive move. Okay,
Yeah, that
so,
was the first game I saw.
you might want to go to break. I'm a talk. I'm a talk for this next.
Oh goodness gracious!
Well,
Give him the
Okay,
stage.
let's-
Give him the stage.
yeah, you know what? Yeah, let's take a break so that we can get to the big one. When we come back, we're going to talk about the Most Valuable Player Award, and we'll see what Mitch thinks of this one. We'll be right back with more High and Low. And we are back. Before we dim the lights, blow out the candles, turn off the Jenny, we're just going to wrap up our awards grading. And we're going to talk about the MVP award. So this year, Joel Embiid of the Philadelphia 76ers was announced as the MVP. Actually, no, erase because they're not a sponsor. Just
Taco Bell?
NBA MVP.
I forget who.
So yeah, what grade would you give this award? This selection? You go.
I give this grade incomplete. I believe, and this is just my own little theory, that voters are very hesitant to make somebody a 3-time MVP, regardless of how fantastic they play and what they do. So that would be Jokic and Giannis. And I'm going to use a wrestling term. I think Joel Embiid is a transitional MVP. I think he's holding the MVP award for when the real MVP shows up next season. It's similar like in wrestling. Just give the belt to somebody to hold until the real champion shows up. I think Embiid has definitely played well enough over the last couple of years to win an MVP. Unfortunately, somebody played better than him. And I think this is his gift. I would love to bet anybody on the podcast if Embiid never wins an MVP again for the rest of his career. But I just look at this as yeah, you know.
I know Mitch has some thoughts. So Mitch, how would you grade this one? Did you grade this one, Hugo?
He said incomplete.
Oh, incomplete. Okay, that's right.
I will give it a grade. I'm going to give it a C+.
This is shocking.
Yeah.
Passing grade.
Joel Embiid had a great year. No doubt about it. So congratulations to Joel Embiid, who, became the first player in 15 years to win MVP when not leading the league in any of one of these categories, PER, BPM, win shares per 48, win shares total, offensive BPM, which, by the way, Nikola Jokic led all 5 of those categories. But hey, at least Joel, scored the most points this year. Well, no, sorry, Tatum did that. Guess not. Okay.
Points per game.
Yeah, points per game. But which, really, are we counting points per game or are we counting total points created, which counts for assists, which, oh no, that was also Jokic.
And he missed games.
Shoot. Yeah. He played more. Oh no, he didn't play more games than Jokic. No. He won his conference though, right?
No.
No, he didn't do that. Did he nearly average triple-double? No, not that.
Didn't he chicken out over the matchups too?
Yeah. He played against Jokic and no, he didn't do that either. But surely he would have finished with one of the best true shooting percentages of all time, right?
Nope.
No, so that was also Jokic. Damn. Okay. Wow. You know what? Never mind. F. I think it's a terrible grade. I think it shouldn't have been. I think Jokic was a better player than him all year, right up until the last 7 to 9 games of the season when Jokic didn't play very well and Embiid scored 50 once. This is a joke. Embiid had a great year, but Jokic had a better year in every single way for the most part. So I don't get what's happening here.
Maybe it's because Philly had a better record than Denver. Who knows?
Oh yeah, what was the record again? How much better? Oh, it was one game.
One game.
Right. Yeah, one game better. That's right.
See, what I'm always confused about is, so Jokic was this, a triple double stats monster that was always knocked upon not taking his team high enough in the standings, et cetera, et cetera. He did that this year, right?
He finished 12 assists. He finished 12 assists shy of a triple-double.
Yeah, if you're going to award him the last 2 years for doing this magnificent feat, how does he not get... I mean, and even the voting this year wasn't even close. That's what I'm confused about. At least it was closer. Then you could say something.
It's just like we've said, time and again, is this was very narrative driven because you couldn't give it to Jokic for whatever reason. I just want to know what Jokic could have done differently to have gotten the award.
Nothing.
Led the Nuggets to the first seed, almost became the first center to average triple-double, 12 assists shy. Highest true shooting percentage in league history, or close to it.
I think that defensive narrative hurt him, which is not.
And that happened
fair.
In the last 10 games of the year.
Well, that's the timing. The timing is.
Yeah.
I feel like
right at the
he
same
lost
timing.
all that ground at that time, and that's when you started to hear. See, that's again story time selection. The media started pushing this narrative. You started seeing the comments from Giannis about the MVP award. You started, and then Embiid. You hear from Embiid about basically crying for the MVP award. But it all happened around the time that Denver started to slump a little bit.
Yep.
And then people started to look at Jokic's defense, and it's okay, well, yeah.
Can we mention the linchpin here? Is all of that, what you said, at the exact same time, Kendrick Perkins says what?
This
is literally all of that happened the exact same time. And I'm not saying that that's what this is.
Yeah, it's good
but
timing.
The the maelstrom of like media commentary, all of that building, and Jokic not caring at all. It didn't help him if he even wanted to win this. He just he didn't come out and defend himself. Not that he should have had to or anything, but like, did I say maelstrom? I think it's maelstrom.
Maelstrom.
Just it stunk to high heavens of trash.
Oh yeah.
And Giannis kind of had.
Giannis had a better year than
he had a
Embiid,
legit
by
beef,
the way.
because it's like you look at him and like, okay, but he's still doing what he was doing when he was back to back, but somehow it doesn't matter anymore. So I have this thing like, I just feel like they felt like, okay, you know what, these top three dudes, two of them already have two. Let's gift one to this guy.
And that's the other part of what Perkins said. He said the white voter stuff, which I don't agree with, but he also said that maybe it's just Joel's turn, which is not a thing. Like, you don't just get a turn.
It shouldn't be.
Earn it.
Exactly.
Like,
it shouldn't be, but that's what it looks like.
Yeah. Indeed. We have our award winners. Joel Embiid is the 2023 NBA MVP. And
most vulnerable player.
Sear it so he gets to bask because
I'm not saying a word.
She can
say,
I told you so.
I ain't saying a word.
Hugo, you've had this hatred for Joel Embiid for quite some time.
Listen, yes, I
your
have.
African brother, and then you just
that's my brother.
Why the fuck I can't shoot 3-point shots?
That brings us to the end of this episode of High and Low. Thank you, Ugo the Sheik. Thank you, Mitch, Sir Mitch of House Orsatti. And subscribe to High and Low anywhere you find podcasts. And just make sure you make us a part of your weekly routine. Hey, leave us a review, leave us a rating. It always makes it easier for other people to find us, grow that High and Low community around the world. You know where to find us. We're on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, and on YouTube. Links to those are all in the show notes. So where can listeners find you, Ugo?
Man, don't find me because I ain't looking for you. I'm good.
Wow. Okay.
Wow.
Talk about a reversal, man. This is not the same guy.
Yeah. Where's my DMs?
Yeah. And Mitch, where can they find you?
Yeah. I'm off. I'm out. I'm done for the month.
You see?
I'll be, well, not you see. I'm going to be actually away. You're going to be in your damn home.
Oh, man. Why you got to frame it that way?
I'm going to be on the road. I'm out in Europe. See you in June.
Nice.
Just in time for the finals.
Just in time for the finals. I'm sure you'll be watching while you're on the road anyway.
Yeah, I'm trying to think how the time zones are going to be there. West Coast basketball going to be harder or easier? Probably harder. I'm going to be up at 6 a.m.
Yeah, early mornings.
All right. Well, we'll figure it out on this end. While we do that, I'm just going to say this. Once again, music is by Live of the Enjoy Music Group. You can find Live on Twitter and on Instagram at LYVE. Additional music is by Sonny Rockwell of The Goodness. You can't find that guy anywhere. Sound design by Vonn August. This is a Vonn+Abrahamm podcast, just in case you didn't know that. So on behalf of Ugo, on behalf of Sir Mitch of House Orsatti, I'm Ike Amaechi. Thank you for listening to High and Low, and we'll talk to you next week.